But every time you do a Driving for Dollars list, it is a custom list. Multifamily. Woo, these are the big deals. These are huge deals. Guys, multifamily, duplex, triplex, fourplex, in your markets. If they are owned by somebody's name and not a trust or an LLC, get on it at the break, at lunch, for real. Like if somebody owns a multifamily property and they don't have it in an LLC, that should be a big sign to go after that property. Especially if it's an older property and especially if they've owned it for a while, okay? Multifamily is huge because there's money in the economy. There's a lot of money in the economy. People want to buy assets. So help them. Go get those deals. 3 is probate. 75% of them sell within the first 90 days of ownership. People just don't keep properties long term. There's not a lot of real estate investors in the world. There really isn't. We think there is because we surround ourselves with real estate investors, but for the most part, people sell these properties because they want to liquidate and they don't want to deal with their sister or brother or whoever else anymore, right? So probate. Vacant land. Woo! Who here goes after vacant land? Yeah, exactly. We got 4, right? Nobody goes after vacant land. Nobody goes after vacant land. It is the blue ocean. It is absolutely, if you feel like you're competitive in single family houses or multifamily, vacant land. Holy cow. People buy vacant land. People are crazy. People will just buy vacant land. They'll never go there. They just want to know. They have that feeling. I own vacant land. They just love it. I'm telling you. You can make a ton off of vacant land. Entired landlords, right? It's an older property. It's built before 1990. They've owned it for at least 8 years. And it's registered as a rental, right? Tired landlords. Absolutely huge. This is going to be your big list. Because as you start making calls, you're going to discover that you go through these lists pretty quickly, and you need to have a big list. This is going to be the big, bulkier lists. And that's why I put it as 5. They're not always motivated, but they're going to be the ones that you do a lot of deals from because the list is just robust. Come on. Here we go. Learn how to comp properties. Anybody new, anybody starting out, anybody that's hasn't done a deal yet, the hardest thing in this business starting out is deal or no deal, and then how big of a deal is it? That's it. Deal or no deal, and how big of a deal is it? When I started out, I got a deal, it was great, I made $5,000. And I looked at the settlement statement to make sure that I was getting paid, and down there at the bottom was $40,000 assignment fee to the guy that I sold it to somebody else, right? How big of a deal? Learn how to comp the properties. I highly suggest that you take an appraiser out to lunch. You take a local real estate agent out to lunch, get buddy-buddy with them. Joint venture for the first few deals. If this is a long-term business for you, you don't care about your first few deals. Learn the business. Learn from somebody that's going to walk you through, somebody that's going to do it. Now, are they going to hide some of their secret strategies of making money? Maybe. You can pick it apart. Just find several people that you can work with. You know what I mean? But learn how to comp. It is so huge to you being able to get to those 50 deals this year because you need to know, you need to be able to discover, you need to be quickly able to know that that is a deal. Right? Oh, got it. Okay? Action plan on how to start if you're just starting out or if you're going to have staff make these calls. This is how you start out TTPing. This is how you start out talking to people, phone prospecting. Make the decision to do it. Don't half-ass it. It has to be at least a 90-day testing period. I hope 180 days. 90-day minimum. Get a list of 2,000 addresses. Okay? Skip trace them. I will give you the resources for skip tracing at the end of this, okay? So you guys will have the whole deal. Skip tracing. Get their phone number. Skip tracing is just a method for you to upload an address and an owner's name and get the phone number, okay? Practice the script 10 times. I didn't put the script on here. I will give you the script. If you email me, I'll put my email on here and then I'll send you the script. After about 1 million phone calls, I developed a script that would work. Because here's the thing, when you call somebody up and ask them if they would consider an offer on their property, you have 4 seconds to get the next 30 seconds of conversation. So what you say in the first 4 seconds matters, and your tone and your pace and what you say. So I'll give you guys all that and you guys can check that out. So you really have no excuses, right? Practice the script 10 times a day so that you can understand the rhythm and how to use it. And then call for a minimum of 1 hour a day. If you're just starting out, or if you're going to get some staff, just have them ease into it, right? Have them ease into 1 hour a day. You have to build up your endurance, because I'm telling you, the first 15 minutes, you're going to feel like you've been doing it for 4 hours. You're going to be like, oh God, you're sweating, right? You're kind of shaking a little bit. You got Gatorade. You're like, I don't even drink Gatorade. What am I doing, right? You're like getting exhausted after 15 minutes. Build up your endurance in it so that you can go for a solid hour. Okay? Understand that there is a hierarchy to the success rate of phone prospecting. Okay? Number one at the top is going to be you. Because you have the most to win. You're gonna know in your belly if that's a deal or not. The conversation that you're having with that homeowner, you can follow it all the way along until that signed contract. You're going to be the best at it. Next is going to be somebody working in your office or your house. Not from home, from your house or your office. They're going to be about half as good as you. They're just not going to be as invested. They might want to be you, right? They might want to that be in your world, your bubble, right? So 50% about as good as you, because you get the lion's share of the profits. 3 is an American making calls from home. I don't care if it's down the street, or if it's in Costa Rica, or if it's in the Philippines, or wherever. An American making the calls is going to be about 25%. Making the calls from their home is going to be about 25% as good as you. Now this is fine. If you want to duplicate yourself, just hire 4, right? Or have them call 4 times as much as you were. Simple math. And if you want to go with which is very common in our industry, it's a foreign caller either from India or the Philippines or South America, they're going to be about 5 to 10% as good as you. There's just some cultural barriers there that affect it, but they do find really motivated people. So that is the hierarchy of, if you're thinking about, well, I don't want to do this, but I want to implement it, TTP, into my business, so I'm going to hire people. That's what you have to look at, okay? Almost there. We're halfway there. How are we doing?
Good.
Yeah! This is a good audience. I love you guys. You guys are the best. 16. This is really important. Keep an eye on how much money you're actually keeping for your family in this business. Okay? I took some investors, some very well-known investors out to dinner in Phoenix. Went to a nice restaurant. Tablecloths, you know what I mean? Real nice. Yeah. So the partners they were netting about $1 million a year. They were grossing about $1 million a year. But they were spending $40 grand a month in marketing. They refused to be proactive. They wanted to all be marketing. They wanted all the calls coming in. Brent, you make all these calls, whatever. You're chasing business. They come to me. Yeah. Okay. How much you spending for them to come to you? 40 grand a month, they say, with a plum. 40 grand a month. You spend $500,000 in marketing? Yeah. Do you have acquisition managers? Yeah, I don't go on appointments. Why would I go on appointments? I've got a diamond pinky ring. I don't go on appointments. I drive a Porsche. Okay, cool. Living life, I get it. So they spend 15% of their earnings on their acquisition manager, right? That's 150 grand. How much does it cost for you to run everything, do everything? Oh, about 10 grand a month, for the office. And, we provide meals, we've got staff, and we've got all these other things. 10 grand a month? Spend $120 grand. I work out of my guest house. What are we doing here? 120 grand, yeah. Do you have any reserves? I mean, how do you make sure that you have money in the account? Yeah, we keep $150,000 in reserves so that we can cover a $40,000 marketing and a $10,000 operating costs. They spent $100,000 a year on $1 million business, driving their Porsche, their gold and diamond rings. Like, come on. The waiter serving us made more than them. Literally. So watch how much you net to the bottom line. This business is seductive with spending a lot on a lot of things. Keep it simple, keep it proven, right? If you're just talking to people, if you're talking to people every single day, it makes it really simple. Pre-qualify every lead based on the 4 pillars of pre-qualification. Okay, every lead that you talk to, if you're deciding on whether or not to go to that house for an appointment, you got to pre-qualify. We pre-qualify based on these 4 things: the condition of the property, their timeline to sell, their motivation to sell, and their price. Okay? The more of those pre-quals that you get, the more pre-qualified, the better that lead is, the more likely that they are going to sign a contract. My acquisition managers do not go to a house until we have all 4 of those filled out, and the going to the house is just to get the contract signed. We make assumptions on on how much it takes to fix up the property. Okay? So with this is huge, because if you're wondering if you should go on this appointment or not, go put it through these filters. Do you know the condition of the property? What remodeling have you done to your kitchen and bathrooms in the last 5 years? It's a phenomenal question to ask to determine what's going on in that house. Mm-hmm. It's all original. Okay. You know what I mean? Like if they just told you that they just put granite and they just put the new Bosch appliances in their kitchen, you think they're going to sell for 60 cents on the dollar?
No.
Everybody say no.
No.
No.